There will be moments in life when everything feels heavy, when the world seems to push back harder than you push forward. When rejection, failure, loss, or disappointment whispers, this is where you stop, but listen closely. This is not where your story ends. Life does not test you to break you. It tests you to reveal you. Every setback you face is not a signal to quit, but a summons to rise, not because it's easy, not because it's fair, but because deep inside you is a strength that was designed for moments exactly like this. You may not have chosen your struggles, but you can choose your response. You can choose courage over comfort, faith over fear, growth over bitterness. Rising does not mean you never fall. It means every time you do, you stand back up with more wisdom than before. Understand this, your pain is not pointless. Your tears are not wasted. Every challenge is shaping your character, sharpening your vision, and preparing you for a future you cannot yet see. The very thing trying to stop you may be the thing that pushes you into your purpose. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. Rise when no one claps for you. Rise when the path is unclear. Rise when your heart feels tired, but your smile still believes. Because the world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It needs a resilient one. And when you rise, not just once, but again and again, you don't just change your life, you give others permission to believe that they can rise too. So no matter what you've been through, no matter what you're facing right now, no matter how many times you've fallen, most people are taught to believe that struggle means something has gone wrong. That if life feels heavy, if progress is slow, or if obstacles keep appearing, then failure must be near. But the truth is very different. Struggle is not a warning sign telling you to stop. It is a signal telling you that you are expanding, evolving, and stepping beyond who you used to be. Nothing grows without resistance. Muscles grow by tearing, diamonds are formed under pressure, and strength is built only when something pushes back. In the same way, your struggles are proof that you are stretching beyond your comfort zone. If your life feels challenging right now, it's not because you're weak. It's because you are being shaped for something stronger. Think about this. If you were standing still, life would not challenge you. Resistance only appears when movement begins. Every delay, every closed door, every moment of doubt is life asking you one powerful question: will you rise anyway? Growth never announces itself gently. It arrives disguised as frustration, uncertainty, and pain. Many people quit too soon because they misinterpret the struggle. They see difficulty and assume they are not capable. They feel discomfort, believe that they are not chosen. But discomfort is not rejection, it is transformation in progress. What feels like breaking down is often a breaking open. Life removes what no longer serves you so that what truly belongs can take its place. Your struggle is teaching you discipline, patience, humility, and resilience. These are qualities you cannot learn from success alone. Success rewards you, but struggle reforms you. It builds your character when no one is watching and strengthens your spirit when applause is absent. This is where true power is formed. Do not measure your worth by how easy your journey looks compared to others. Everyone's path is different, and comparison will only distract you from your own growth. Some people bloom early, others bloom later, but every flower blooms exactly when it is ready. Your timing is not wrong, it is intentional. There will be moments when you feel tired, confused, and tempted to give up. In those moments, remind yourself that growth often feels uncomfortable before it feels empowering. What you are enduring today is developing the strength you will rely on tomorrow. The weight you are carrying now is building the muscles you will soon need. Proof that you are trying, stretching, and daring to move beyond what feels safe. The only true defeat is not falling, but choosing to stay down. When you fall, life is offering you a lesson, not a life sentence. Each setback carries information. It shows you what needs to change, what needs to strengthen, and what needs to be released. Falling humbles you, sharpens your awareness, and reminds you that growth is a process, not a performance. Staying down often begins in the mind. It starts with the belief that one mistake defines you, that one failure erases all progress. But a single moment does not define your entire journey. You are more than your worst day. You are more than the chapter you are currently in. Rising begins when you challenge the story you tell yourself about your fall. Getting back up requires courage. It requires self-forgiveness, patience, and the willingness to begin again without guarantees. Rising after a fall may look messy. It may feel slow. It may not come with applause or recognition. But every small step forward is an act of defiance against defeat. Understand this. Falling can strengthen you if you allow it. It teaches resilience, builds emotional endurance, and develops humility. People who have fallen and risen again carry a deeper wisdom. They move with empathy, lead with authenticity, and understand that progress is rarely perfect. There will be moments when falling feels exhausting, when you question whether rising is even worth the effort. In those moments, remember why you started. Remember the vision that once excited you, the purpose that once pulled you forward. Even if that vision feels distant now, it has not disappeared. It is waiting for you to rise again. Do not rush your recovery. Rising is not a race. Healing takes time, and rebuilding requires patience. Give yourself permission to rest, but never permission to quit. Rest is part of the journey. Quitting is the only thing that stops it. Every time you rise after falling, you reclaim your power. You prove to yourself that setbacks do not control your destiny. You teach your spirit that resilience is not about avoiding pain, but about enduring it and moving forward anyway. One day, your story of falling and rising will become someone else's reason to keep going. Your scars will speak louder than your successes, reminding others that strength is not found in never falling, but in always rising. So fall if you must, stumble if you will, but remember this truth. Rising is not about never falling. It is about never staying down. Life is not defined by what happens to you, but by how you respond to what happens to you. Adversity is unavoidable. Challenges will appear without warning. Plans will change, and moments will arise that test your patience, faith, and strength. But adversity itself does not shape your future. Your response to it does. Two people can face the same storm and emerge completely different. One becomes bitter, closed, and defeated. The other becomes wiser, stronger, and more determined. The difference is not luck, talent, or background. The difference is choice. Every challenge places a decision in your hands. Will you allow adversity to break you, or will you let it build you? Your response begins in your mindset. When difficulties arise, your first thoughts often shape your next actions. If you tell yourself, "I can't handle this," your energy collapses. But when you say, "This is hard, but I will find a way," you activate your inner strength. The words you speak to yourself in difficult moments are powerful. They either limit you or liberate you. Adversity tests your emotional discipline. It pushes your buttons, challenges your patience, and exposes your fears. Reacting impulsively can lead to regret, damaged relationships, and missed opportunities. Responding with awareness, however, allows you to act from wisdom rather than emotion. A calm response in a chaotic moment is not weakness, it is mastery. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Shift your perspective, and the struggle will no longer feel like punishment. It will feel like preparation. One day, you will look back and realize that the hardest seasons of your life were not the ones that defeated you, but the ones that defined you. You will see that every challenge was shaping your voice, sharpening your vision, and deepening your purpose. So when life pushes you, push back with faith. When the road gets rough, keep walking. When the struggle feels endless, Remember this truth. You are not failing, you are growing. Pain is one of the most misunderstood experiences in life. We are often taught to avoid it, fear it, or believe that it means something has gone terribly wrong. But pain is not your enemy. Pain is a messenger, a teacher, and often the doorway to your next level of growth. What feels unbearable today may be the very thing that prepares you for a future you cannot yet imagine. Pain has a way of stripping away illusions. It removes what is false, weak, or no longer aligned with who you are becoming. When life is comfortable, we rarely question ourselves. But when pain arrives, it forces us to look inward, to confront truths we have been ignoring, and to reevaluate what truly matters. This is not destruction, it is refinement. Every painful experience carries a lesson. Loss teaches appreciation. Failure teaches humility. Rejection teaches self-worth. Heartbreak teaches emotional strength. These lessons are not gentle, but they are necessary. Without pain, growth would remain shallow. Without hardship, wisdom would remain incomplete. There will be moments when you feel as if life is unfair, as if you have been given more weight to carry than others. But consider this: strength is built in proportion to the load it carries. You are not given pain because you are weak. You are given pain because you have the capacity to transform it into power. What hurts you today is shaping the resilience you will rely on tomorrow. Pain also awakens compassion. It deepens your empathy and connects you to the suffering of others. People who have endured pain often become the greatest healers, leaders, and voices of hope. They understand struggle not from theory, but from experience. Your pain may one day become the bridge that allows you to lift someone else out of darkness. Many people try to escape pain, numbing it with distractions, denial, or bitterness. But unprocessed pain does not disappear. It only hides. When you face pain with courage, it loses its power over you. When you allow yourself to feel, to heal, and to learn, pain becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. That there is a difference between pain and suffering. Pain is unavoidable, but suffering is prolonged when we resist growth. When you accept pain as part of the process, you begin to move through it instead of being trapped by it. Acceptance does not mean surrendering to defeat. It means trust season hasting has a purpose beyond your current understanding. Some of the most powerful transformations happen in silent, painful moments. Moments when no one sees your tears, hears your prayers, or understands your struggle. Yet it is in these quiet battles that character is formed. Pain strengthens your inner voice, sharpens your intuition, and clarifies your direction. One day, you will look back and realize that the pain you once questioned was as the preparation you desperately needed. It redirected you, protected, and positioned you for something greater. What once felt like an ending will reveal itself as a beginning. So do not waste your pain. Learn from it, grow through it, rise because of it. Pain is not here to punish you. It is here to prepare you. One of the greatest misunderstandings about strength is the belief that strong people never fall. We imagine resilience as a straight line upward, free from mistakes, setbacks, or moments of weakness. But real strength does not live in perfection. It lives in persistence. Rising is not about avoiding failure. It is about refusing to let failure have the final word. Everyone falls. Everyone stumbles. Everyone faces moments when confidence shakes, plans collapse, and hope feels distant. Falling is not a sign that you are unworthy or incapable. It is responsibility for your response. You reclaim your power, even in situations you did not choose. Adversity also reveals your values. Under pressure, what you truly believe becomes visible. Do you choose integrity when it's inconvenient? Do you choose perseverance when quitting feels easier? These decisions made in quiet and difficult moments shape your character and direct your destiny more than any external success ever could. Responding well to adversity does not mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. It means acknowledging the difficulty while refusing to let it define you. It means asking, what can I learn from this? Instead of, why is this happening to me? Growth begins when curiosity replaces complaint. Your response to adversity also influences others. People are watching how you handle pressure, loss, and disappointment. Your resilience gives others permission to believe in their own. Your calm gives others courage. Your perseverance becomes a silent lesson that strength is not loud, it is consistent. There will be times when you respond imperfectly, when emotions take over and mistakes are made. That does not disqualify you. What matters is your willingness to adjust, learn, and respond better next time. Destiny is not shaped by one response, but by a pattern of conscious choices over time. Every challenge you face is a crossroads. One path leads to fear, resentment, and stagnation. The other leads to growth, wisdom, and purpose. The path you take is determined not by the challenge itself, but by how you respond to it. So when adversity arrives, pause. Breathe, choose intentionally, because in that moment, you are not just responding to a situation, you are shaping your future. Your response to adversity is the quiet forces that determines your destiny. Rising is never just a personal victory. Every time you choose to stand back up, to keep moving forward despite fear, pain, or doubt, you become a living example of what is possible. Whether you realize it or not, your resilience speaks, your courage communicates. Your journey gives others permission to believe that they too can rise. Many people are waiting for proof before they believe. Proof that struggle does not mean the end. Proof that failure can be survived. Proof that rising is possible after falling. When you rise, you become that proof. Not because your life is perfect, but because your persistence is real. Authentic strength inspires far more than flawless success ever could. Your rise matters because someone is watching you quietly, someone who feels stuck, someone who feels unseen, someone who believes their story is already written. When they see you continue despite setbacks, it shifts something inside them. It challenges their limits and softens their fear. Your resilience becomes their hope. Rising does not require a stage or an audience. It happens in everyday choices, choosing to show up when it would be easier to hide, choosing kindness when bitterness feels justified, choosing effort when exhaustion is overwhelming. These small, consistent acts of courage create a ripple effect that travels up further than you can imagine. People often underestimate the power of visibility. When you own your story, including the hard parts, you normalize struggle and remove shame. You show others that they are not weak for feeling overwhelmed, that they are not alone in their doubts. Your honesty creates connection, and connection creates courage. Rising also reshapes leadership. True leaders are not those who pretend to be untouched by hardship, but those who rise through it with grace and humility. When others see that strength and vulnerability can coexist, they learn that rising does not require perfection. It requires commitment. Your rise can change the atmosphere of a room, a family, a community. Energy is contagious. Determination spreads. Hope multiplies. One person choosing resilience can alter the direction of many lives. You may never know the full impact of your courage, but its influence is real. There will be days when rising feels pointless, when you wonder if your effort matters at all. On those days, remember this: influence is not always immediate. Seeds grow in silence before they break the surface. Your consistency is planting something that will bloom in time. Rising also teaches responsibility. When you understand that your actions affect others, you begin to rise not only for yourself, but for those who come after you. You become more intentional, more grounded, more aware of the legacy you are creating. In the end, rising is an act of service. It is a declaration that fear will not lead, that pain will not define, and that hope will not be abandoned. When you rise, you remind the world that strength is possible, even in broken places. So rise boldly. Rise honestly, rise repeatedly, because every time you do, you light the way for someone else. When you rise, you don't just change your life, you give others permission to rise too. Life will test you in ways you never expected. It will challenge your patience, shake your confidence, and place obstacles in your path that feel heavier than you can carry. But now you know this truth struggle is not failure, pain is not punishment, falling is not the end, and adversity does not decide your destiny. Your response does. Every challenge you face is shaping you. Every painful moment is preparing you. Every fall is teaching you how to rise stronger than before. And every time you choose resilience over surrender, you are not only changing your own life, you are lighting the way for others. Rising does not require perfection. It requires courage. It requires faith in yourself when circumstances offer none. It requires the decision to stand again, even when your voice shakes and your strength feels small. Progress may be slow, the path may be unclear, but as long as you keep rising, you're moving forward. One day you will look back and realize that the moments you thought would break you were the moments that built you. You will see that what you survived became the source of your power, your purpose, and your impact. So no matter how many times life knocks you down, no matter how heavy the struggle feels, remember this final truth: you were not created to stay down. You were created to rise, no matter what.